Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're building hope together here with Habitat Broward. My name is Carolina Veira, and I'm going to be your host today. I have the honor, the pleasure of introducing you to a dear friend of mine, Keren Rativa. She's going to share a little more about herself, about her story, and also her why. Because during this Giving Tuesday campaign that we're organizing as Habitat Broward, it's important to us to not only connect with those community ambassadors, but also with our community partners and with everyone who's willing to support the work that we do. We're looking to provide shelter that it's affordable and that it's secure for thousands of families out there. And we cannot be prouder to have supporters like Keren today here to share her story and to tell us more. So Keren, how are you today?
Hi, Caro. Thank you so much for having me. I'm truly excited to be here with you.
I am so excited to have you. I'm excited also to learn more about you. We're all learning together. So why don't you go ahead and just share a little more about Keren? Where's Keren? What's Keren currently doing? What's her story? Go ahead.
Hi, Caro. Well, like I said, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very proud to advocate for organizations like Habitat for Humanity. I believe in empowering communities to provide that space safe for everyone, right? Throughout my years, I have collaborated to serve underserved communities in many organizations. Right now, I'm doing it through my career choice. I'm currently a medical student, and my goal is to complete this education to continue to provide care for those who need it the most.
And you didn't start as a medical student, but you've always been in that healthcare world. So where did you start? What was your first career? And then you got a master's, and then what else did you do? And what inspired you to get to be that medical student that you currently are?
That's right. Actually, I started as a nurse assistant when I graduated from high school, and then I went to college. I got my bachelor's in biology. And then from there, the pandemic came. So I thought, let's get a master's. And I started working mostly with elderly. So I collaborated with mostly, oh my goodness, I forgot, mostly with new companies that were providing services at home for elderly. And then from there, I realized that I have a passion for people, and then I continued to work with companies that provided healthcare services for underserved communities, mostly focused in human resources. I did a lot of initiatives with you to get the community to support and promote health. And then I realized that this has always been my passion. I love medicine. I believe that there is so much to share about medicine with underserved communities. And I believe that being from Colombia, there's so much that I can take back to my community about, healthcare and how we can improve everyday lives. And that's part of my vision today.
And there's so much that we can talk about around healthcare. And the beauty of this is that you and we understand that healthcare does start not only in our communities but at home, right? From the way that we eat, from the safety, when we go to sleep, how many hours do we sleep? All of these things happen at home. Even interacting with other members of the family and having those conversations or those meals together, it's crucial for our health. So I can only imagine how that's inspirational to you, coming from a Latin background, just like myself. We know that is very cultural, right? And the way that we connect with others. So I applaud the work that you're doing there and how you're focusing on medicine. And you're a medical student, so what's your goal? What would you like to become?
Well, right now I'm very open. I'm focusing right now on continue to achieve my medical studies. Hopefully I'll find out soon. I've always been passionate about women's health. Always been passionate about underserved communities. So we'll see. I'm kind of navigating and exploring to see where that will take me.
And for women's health, we tend to believe that cancer or breast cancer, it's the main killer of women. And it's not necessarily that, right? It tends to be heart attacks, everything with the heart, and there's so much that I'm sure that you can share about healthcare, but we can leave that for a next conversation. Now, but Karen, I'm really interested in learning more about your passion and your why. Obviously, you have a big heart for community, and it shows not only by us having this conversation, but throughout your life and the work that you've done educating the communities, underrepresented communities, but also working on health equity initiatives that are not only about education, but actually providing care where it's needed. So now, what is your connection to South Florida?
Well, I love South Florida. I think of South Florida as a place like home. I think that it's such a mixture of communities, of people. And I think it's a place where you really see people coming together for a common goal. Really, people share this passion, not only for the beauty of South Florida, but for each other. And that's why I love organizations like Habitat for Humanity in Broward. I think that there's nothing like having a home. It really defines our everyday lives. It really defines who we become, how we perform our jobs with our family, with everything. So I think that it's very important to create these safe places for people for people in South Florida.
And there's so much beauty to what you just said. Community is a big part of what we do, but we also understand that community is beyond just building those partnerships, but actually making an impact and ensuring that that impact is sustainable and it can last throughout the years. Now, thank you for sharing a little bit of what's your connection to Habitat Broward. But if I go deeper into the conversation, I'd love to understand why is home ownership, why is housing, affordable housing, workforce housing important to you? And let's keep in mind that when we talk about workforce housing, we are also talking about our nurses, our practitioners, our teachers, fire workers, people who work at supermarkets. So why is that important to you?
Well, the more I learn about medicine, the more I understand that all of diseases are rooted from within ourselves. It is very important to hello.
I am still here. I'm just removing myself so I can give you the whole stage. So keep going.
I apologize, everyone. I'm a medical student. I'm not used to these things anymore.
Go ahead.
So the more as I was saying, the more I explore medicine, the more I learn, and the more I realize that it is incredible how many diseases are rooted from stress, from ourselves, right? And all of this starts from home. Not being able to have a place that you call home, a place where you can rest, a place where you go back and you have that safety really takes that away from you, and it creates stress, which drives you to eat unhealthy. It doesn't motivate you to exercise. It doesn't motivate you to learn about your health. It doesn't really empower you to focus on your health because you're focusing on other things. You're focusing on searching that safety, and you're focusing on searching that stability. So it's incredible how much we live lives continuously fighting to get that stability, that we lose ourselves and we forget that we are humans, that we need to focus also on our health, that we need to hydrate, that we need to keep track on how we're doing. Diseases don't start just from one day you wake up and you're sick. It takes a while for these diseases to build in your body. And it takes a while for that stress to little by little build and, create diseases that might become very impactful to you.
I love that you explain so well how everything or the majority of the diseases start with stress. Because sometimes we think that stress is something that we need to learn to live with rather than find ways to make it more easier to manage, right? Or more manageable. I agree with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's incredible, the systems that our body have to overcome disease. Our immune system is incredible. But if we're not treating that immune system well, if we're not nourishing well, if we don't have a safety of a home, then it's under stress, right? And then this makes us more prompt to diseases and to get sick. And if we do get sick, then we don't have the tools to fight these diseases. And I think that's why it's important to recognize that everything starts at home. Everything starts with family. Everything starts with that place that we call, that provides that safety for us.
And there's so much that we can talk about if we go deeper into not only having a place that you can call home, but that provides that safety net and that security, right? Security, not only for the homeowners, the families, the children, in a lot of our communities, Black and brown communities specifically, there's intergenerational family. So you have the grandparents, you have the parents, you have the children all living together. And what a beauty to create and to help them on that journey to homeownership, in not only to homeownership, to health, to education, to stability, right?
And it's about also changing generational outcomes, right? Like if we're able to provide this for you right now, we're able to also provide that stability in the future for your kids, your grandkids, right? Because they were burning as they were, they had cultivated this safety space, this space full of love. And not only that, it's the importance of that physical space. It's crazy how much that affects us, right?
It is. And we see it. I believe that obviously one of the challenges that we have, it's not only affordable housing, but and workforce housing, but also homelessness in our counties and in South Florida, in Florida, and the U.S. in general. And I think that the more that we partner together, the more the governments and organizations, nonprofit and for-profit organizations work together to find solutions, that's when we're going to start to see more of our communities thriving and being healthier. And that's what we want. I don't know about everyone watching and you, but I can attest to you that we want communities that are healthy, that are that can be educated, that know what measurements and what precautions to take, right? I mean, you just described stress as a big one of our biggest killers, but you also mentioned the way that we eat, the way that we interact with others, our communities. Like for those who go to Sunday service, what do they do? Who did they talk to? What people you're surrounding yourself with? What are you watching? Right? Even when you watch on TV, are you watching something that it's? How much time are you watching TV? And what are you watching? Is it gonna uplift you or is it gonna bring you down? And all of that is stress related. I mean, it can be stress related, but all of those elements happen at home.
Yeah, right. No, and I think about missions like Habitat for Humanity, and I think it's not that here you go, here is a home. No, the organization takes the time to really educate families, right? And really start changing those outcomes for the future. And I think that's what really makes the difference across for those families to be able to get those tools and to be able to learn how to make the outcomes for themselves better.
Absolutely. And since we're all connected, the way that they benefit from having better outcomes, better health outcomes, we all benefit from that. So it's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I love that we're able to talk about healthcare. That's a passion of mine. I know the impact that healthcare has on our communities, on older adults, particularly, because that's the world that you and I we come from. So yes. Thank you for the work that you continue to do. And I would say this is an invitation to our community to support the work that we continue to do for South Florida, not only to bring that stability through housing, but also, like what you mentioned, we're educating, we're building communities, we're building partnerships. We are reaching out to those who believe in what we do. And thank you for building hope with us. But it's an invitation for anyone interested in supporting us during Giving Tuesday. You can start today. You don't need to wait until December 3rd. In any support that we can get is crucial to continue our mission. If there's a message for the community that you have, Karen, knowing what you know today, what would that be?
Yeah, well, I think as we fight homelessness, we're really fighting health outcomes. We're really promoting health, and we're really building our communities and empowering our communities to have the tools that they need to succeed. I think that as a young woman, I want to invite all of the young women out there to stop and realize that it doesn't take that much from you to be able to support those communities out there, right? Sometimes we think that we need to make a big difference monetarily, right, in asking this type of donations, but we don't realize that everything helps little by little. And I think that it's about taking the torch and really think about the women that got us here and help those women out there to also be able to get here.
Oh, yeah. Supporting each other, that's crucial. And to your point, we have to start where we are. We don't need to have the millions of dollars, although it's great. You can do more. But if that's not your situation currently, that little bit of help that you can provide, even if it's a gift, if it's $5, $10, and you can do it consistently, or whatever is in your heart, educating, mentoring. There's so many ways to support the community, and I know that you and I we are passionate about that, and I know that there's people out there who are willing to raise their hands and say, hey, I'm here and I'm willing to do the work. So I want to thank you, Karen, for being one of those agents of change who actually walk the talk and do and educate. You have your own channel, which I love, and you're educating the community about things that are needed for us to learn, particularly in women's health. It's so vital to ensure that we learn about the things that are affecting and impacting us, but also to create change, to take action, and to remain healthy. So thank you so much, Karen, for everything that you do.
No, thank you, Carol. You've always been an inspiration to me. And it's not about, just one person. It's about all of us coming together. It's not about one person giving $5, right? It's about all of us coming together and be able to donate out of our heart and out of our capabilities. That moves mountains, right? Like if we do it all together rather than just one person. So I invite everyone to come and participate and remember that, this is not for you, this is not for them, it's for communities and for our future as society to be able to live healthier, happier, and just be able to empower each other to continue to succeed.
You said it all, Karen. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for being here today. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to send your gift. You can start contributing today to our mission. And if you do it tomorrow, thank you as well. We're here because we're building together. We're building hope together. And I love that. All right, Karen, have a good one.
You too.
Thank you.